So, Nine, we finally have her. And in my opinion, she's one of the best design characters in the game so far. How is she? Well, she's basically a defense scaling bruiser character whose entire identity revolves around the card Hue, which is a pretty chunky damage card for a pretty high cost. However, its main mechanic is that with each use of it, it can level up to level 3, and that obviously does a lot more damage for a slightly lower cost. However, its main thing is the epiphanies. This is where things really get interesting, as each epiphany is very uniquely different to each other and changes her entire playstyle and her basically entire team comms and how she can be used, and that's kind of the best part about 9. A good example is Extreme, where it can now go up to level 5, so that'll take a while to build up as there's 5 levels now, but at level 5 you do 1000% damage, which is kinda insane. Another example that I would say is with Ambush, where if an ally counterattacks, she'll actually counter with this card. So let's say you're using Magna and she counters, 9 will actually counter with Hue, which in my opinion is actually a really cool thing with counters. Additionally, let's say you're using Ironclad, well then she would kind of be like a support, as when she uses Hue you'll get a pretty chunky barrier, which is great. Now something I would like to mention is that if you are using Hue Extreme, the card Fatal Strike, I would highly recommend this epiphany for it. You won't be actually using this card, so you have to worry about the 5 cost of it. All you want is to pull this card in your hand, as if you were to pull this, it changes you to its final level. So if you are using the Hue Extreme variant, you'll actually be able to get the level 5 straight away, which is kinda insane. Now, however, that is not her best card, and nor is actually Hue technically her best card, even though it's a bread and butter, as her best card is Fading Spirit. As for 1 cost, you can proc your highest cost card, so it doesn't matter that this costs 3, you just duplicate let's say 4 of these Fighting Spirits, and you can just use for 1 cost Hue over and over and over. So by far, this is her best, is what you want to duplicate. How about her gear? Well, it's kind of easily just the new set they made for her. It is just her set. For 30% more damage on Exhaust card and a Hue's an Exhaust card, it's a no-brainer. And obviously, it's just a crit damage set, your classic damage